The other day when the key keeper and I were getting ready to start the Cadillac, some of you folks noticed and left comments on my videos asking if I'd gotten another K car. Well, I'll put it to you this way. I love this red car. We've had it for about 2 years. We've driven it about 7,000 miles in that time. It took the key keeper to college 5 days a week there for a while, but the rust has finally caught up with the poor old car. And while it's only got 76,000 original miles on it, it's just getting way too rusty to enjoy it anymore. It's almost a Flintstones mobile, if you know what I mean. So that kid that wanted to buy the Lumina for his wife, or his wife-to-be, had this, a 1988 Plymouth Reliant station wagon. And he was having a hard time coming up with the money for the Lumina because he doesn't have much. So I finally said, well, would you trade that station wagon for it? It needs a little work, but it's not too bad, especially when you consider it's 21 years old. Got the Chrysler 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine in it, and it's fuel injected. And that is only a good thing. There's a few things missing under here. Missing one of these knurled nuts that holds the air cleaner in, and it definitely needs a new air cleaner. Looks like oil changes will be plenty easy enough though. Belt's off the AC compressor, but I don't really care about that too much. And it probably could use some spark plugs because it's got a miss in it. That's the battery out of the red car, because the battery that was in this car was just all kinds of screwed up. It had some degree of charge in it until you turn the key. It's got a lot of nice features though. One of the nice options that this car has is floor pans. The red one really didn't have any left, like I already mentioned. And although it doesn't have power windows, it has got power locks on it. There's still a manual actuator. And they do need a little help to get fully engaged. Probably just a matter of greasing the locks a little bit so they turn a little more freely. So it's got that. Of course, it's got a rear heated window that I haven't tried out yet. It's got a rear windshield wiper that I definitely haven't tried out yet because there's no arm on it. So just scraped the heck out of the glass, and I don't want that. That rear dome light doesn't work. It needs a bulb. Somebody tore down the headliner. I don't really understand why they did that, but I guess I don't really care, you know, for just being a chore car. Really doesn't matter too much. Got this nifty little pop-out map light, and it really works. It's pretty spiffy. So yeah, looks like that can go the other way too and be used to look at yourself in the mirror if that's your kind of thing to do. I don't think there's one of those there. Nope. The interior's not beat to death. The dash pad's not cracked at all, if you can believe it. This is broken, but that's not a big deal because got another one right here to fix it with. The windows are all good on the body, but it does have one option that's maybe not so desirable. It's got a piece of redneck privacy glass over here. Somebody broke this window out. But I've got that covered too because I've got a line on where I could get another window for 15 or 20 bucks, so that's not the end of the world. Curiously, it has got hubcaps on one side and not the other, but I might just take the hubcaps off the red car. Anyway, I was driving it around the yard the other day after he dropped it off, and I thought that maybe I'd run it out of gas. I did run it out of gas, and I thought that perhaps I'd killed the fuel pump. Well, it turns out the good news is I didn't kill the fuel pump. I just seemingly had a problem with a dirty relay. I think it was the auto shutdown relay on these cars, which can kill the fuel pump. Anyway, cleaned that up and got it to run again. Somebody replaced the radio with the world's cheapest and nastiest cassette deck. I mean, this thing is it's pretty miserable. And this has a console shifter in it. You know, that ought to be good for 30 or 40 more horsepower right there. No, I'm just kidding around. Anyway, with the car, I got a complete set of brand new plug wires. Got a set of 4 brand new Champion spark plugs, a distributor cap, a new rotor, the trim pieces that belong on the rear window for when I get that replaced, and of course the mirror that you already saw. It's got some neat little pull-out cubby holes here. This one's an ashtray. And it's got something I'd never seen on an automatic transmission equipped car before. In order to get the key back out after you turn it on, you got to push down this little lever here, and then the key will turn out. So it's just like a manual transmission. It has a high-tech speaker system, and by high-tech I really mean crap. Those really don't sound like much. One of them's a factory speaker, and the other's some kind of a cheap boxy thing. So let's see. It's got 111,867 miles on it. It's rolled over. It doesn't have the 100,000s digit. Got about a half tank of fuel in it now. The buzzer sounds different than in the red car. And, well, here we go. Let's see if it'll start up for me today. It's got a miss in it. You can kind of hear that. A lot of alternator noise coming through that cheap radio. Let's see if it'll go. Drives pretty good. No power steering as of yet. I think the belt's off. But it does run. And being fuel injected, it's a lot quicker than the red car ever was. Trying not to beat the daylights out of it here in the yard. Woo! That's the e-brake cable that I'm dragging, in case you're wondering. Let's see. Am I feeling brave? What the heck? This radio is supposed to have an anti-theft face on it, so it didn't play when I got it because the faceplate's broken. It'd take a real clever thief to outsmart it, though. I used a rolled-up sticky label to push the peg in that trips the pin that tells it it's okay to turn on. It's a very high-tech radio anti-theft system there. So yeah, this is my new Project K car. Clean this thing up. Putter around town with it, stuff like that. But yeah, it's pretty cool. A little bit of vacuuming, take it to the car wash, get that window in it, put some new hubcaps on it, and it could be pretty nice.